uniform named Lilly Ledbetter, a leader in wage equality. Daughters of freedom, arise in your might, march to the watchwords, justice and right. Wield it with wisdom, your hope it secures. Daughters of freedom, the ballot is yours. June 4th, 1919, the 19th Amendment was passed guaranteeing all American women the right to vote. Crying, cheering, singing, women rejoiced, celebrating the hardships they'd endured and how far they'd come in order to reach this monumental achievement. On top of the world, women felt that they had achieved total equality, unaware that this was just the beginning of a movement to gain freedom from the stereotype that women had been put in, and to attain fairness in very much of a man's world. By April 14, 1938, a new icon of women's rights had been born in the small town of Possum Trot, Alabama. When she wasn't in school, young Lilly Ledbetter spent her childhood picking cotton in the fields until her hands would bleed, and watching her parents live paycheck to paycheck, scrounging for enough money to keep food on the table each night and their home each month. Lilly Ledbetter was heartbroken when she couldn't afford the luxuries that everyone else seemed to have, and she watched her mother's role, cooking and cleaning and running the household, and she realized that that was not the life she wanted to live. See, Lilly was too young to understand all the prejudice of the world, but what she could see was that women weren't treated like men. Mothers stayed home while fathers went out and did work. Women were secretaries while men were executives. Well, Lilly didn't care what the world thought. By 1979, she had gotten a job at Goodyear Tire Company. She knew it wouldn't be easy, but she never would have expected the amount of retaliation that she would have to face. Lilly, as your boss, you can go ahead and have a seat. Your production numbers are down. See, the problem is the two other area managers are telling me that they're pulling your weight. This is why Goodyear shouldn't have a damn woman working here. You don't work as hard as the men do. Didn't anyone ever tell you the man is the sole provider? That's the way it's been since biblical times, and that's the way it should be now. You want me to show you the numbers, Lilly? I don't have to do that. You think you're so damn smart. Well, guess what? I might as well tell you, since everyone here on this planet is saying it, you're just a drunken damn woman who doesn't know a thing about anything. You want to know a secret, Lilly? In this place, it's more important that your boss likes you than that you actually do a good job. You're receiving an 8 out of 12 on your evaluation. If you want a better score, you can meet me at the Ramada Inn. I think we're done here. My name is John Goldfarb, and I'm here on behalf of my client, Lilly Ledbetter, who has filed a lawsuit against Goodyear Tire Company. On a morning in 1996, my client, Lilly Ledbetter, received an anonymous note that showed her salary down to the dollar, side by side with the salary of the men that did her exact same job. Lilly Ledbetter received a salary of $44,724 a year, while the men that did her same job received salaries in the $50,000 range. Lilly was harassed, verbally, sexually, physically. Men lied to make her seem like she was doing a worse job than she actually was. But to Lilly, it didn't matter. She did her job, and she did it well because she wanted to prove that she was a leader in the workplace, that a woman could do just as good a job as any man could. Title IX of the Civil Rights Act, passed in 1964, states that it is illegal to discriminate based on sex in pay and benefits. I trust that the jury will understand our claim. And lucky for Lilly, they did. The jury saw that what Goodyear had done was both immoral and illegal, and they rewarded Lilly Ledbetter with $3 million in compensation. It seemed that justice had finally been achieved. However, that quickly changed when Goodyear appealed, and her fight was taken to the Supreme Court in 2007. In a 5-4 decision, the court sided with the corporation that had taken away her livelihood. They said that Lilly should have filed her complaint 180 days after the first time she received a discriminatory paycheck, even though she didn't know she was being discriminated against for nearly 20 years. But to Lilly, the fight wasn't over. She continued to persevere in her struggle for freedom. Thank you, thank you. Hi, my name is Lilly Ledbetter, and it is an honor to be with you here today at the 2012 Democratic National Convention. Some of you may know my story, how for 19 years I worked at a tire plant in Alabama, and some of you may have a similar story. After nearly 2 decades of hard, proud work, I found out that I was making significantly less than the men that did my same job. I went home and I talked to my husband, and we decided to fight. We decided to fight for my family, and we decided to fight for yours. We sought justice because equal pay for equal work is an American value. I may have lost my case, but we, America, we won. The first bill that President Obama signed into law was the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Restoration Act. It states that anyone being discriminated against has up to 180 days to file a discrimination charge every single time they receive a discriminatory paycheck. This act was the first step, but it can't be the last. Today, women only make 77 cents for every $1 that a man makes. We still have so far to go. In the end, I didn't get a dime of my money. I was cheated. But today, it's not about Lilly Ledbetter. It's about my daughter. It's about my granddaughter. It's about woman and man. It's about justice and equality. This bill that bears my name, it's bigger than me. It's as big as all of you. I'm a grandmother in a small town, and I've lived my story. But there's so much more to tell. Please, take initiative and continue my legacy. And Lilly Ledbetter's promise wasn't just some empty promise. It set a guideline that protected and impacted so many lives across America. For example, in 2001, Mary Lou McCullough was hired as grant coordinator at the Allegheny County Police Department. She soon found out that her male co-worker was making $7,000 more than she was. She submitted a request to the police superintendent asking that her salary be increased so that it would be the same as her male co-worker. However, she received no reply. Still, she continued to raise her voice about her unfair pay, but she was continually turned away. By 2007, she filed a lawsuit against her company, stating that she had been discriminated against. However, they told her the same verdict that Lilly Ledbetter had received, that she hadn't submitted her discrimination charge in time. However, by the time McCullough appealed, the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Restoration Act had been passed, and she was able to use the law to overturn the court's original decision and ultimately win her case. But the Lilly Ledbetter Act doesn't just affect women. It continually protects anyone being discriminated against, based on race, sex, national origin, religion, or disability. For example, in 2003, African-American Mark Johnson was hired at a company that purchases and collects felonious debt. He found out that two white coworkers of his were making more money than he was, and like McCullough, he continually tried to voice his concerns about his unfair pay, but he received no reply. He also filed a case for discrimination. However, the court tried to argue that he hadn't submitted his charge timely enough. However, by this time, the Ledbetter Act had been passed, and he was able to prove that he had submitted his charge timely enough and ultimately was also able to win his case. Lilly Ledbetter's leadership created a permanent legacy that impacted and protected so many American lives. Like the 19th Amendment, the Ledbetter Act was a giant step forward, but we still have so far to go. Today, the Paycheck Fairness Act is in the process of trying to become a law. If it's passed, it will update and strengthen all pay discrimination laws, and it will make sure that pay equality guarantees mean something. I know that if we stay focused, like Lilly did, and stand up for what's right, like Lilly did, we can make sure that the pay gap closes and that our daughters have the same chances, the same freedoms, and the same opportunities to pursue their dreams as our sons. So thank you. Raise your voice for change. Take a stand. Make a choice. We're bringing freedom for this day.